it's one of those things where because it never acts, you can't really say it's too powerful for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because what would it do? I mean, if the one above all came down and said, you know what, Thanos blinking out half of life in existence, that's a problem. So like fix. I mean, like that would be what the one above all would do. I mean, assuming that it even cared enough to come down and do anything in the first place, because normally the things that you would expect the one above all to step in and take care of are things that the Living Tribunal steps in and takes care of, right? The Living Tribunal is the judge of the multiverse. The Living Tribunal sits around and says, okay, so we have cosmic entities and all that kind of stuff. My job is to make sure there's no imbalance of mystical energy, i.e. magical energy. So you can't have two Doctor Stranges in the same universe or something along those lines. The Beyonder, for example, the original Beyonder from Secret Wars in 1984, the Living Tribunal tried to stop that original Beyonder. Why? Because that was an extreme amount of power that if left unchecked would obliterate the entire multiverse. But the one above all never acts. It never needs to, because, it's just kind of like, yes, I plan these things out. This happens because I want it to, all that kind of stuff. The collapse of the multiverse during Secret Wars happened because the one above all wanted it to. We know that it wanted it to because it let it happen. So again, it's things like that. There's no conceivable way to beat it. There's no conceivable way to defeat it. So if it showed up, then yeah, it would just destroy everything because nobody could stand against it. No character that could even be created, even if the writers just made a character up, right? Like even the Russo brothers just like made up a character. It couldn't defeat the one above all because it's just not powerful enough. I mean, it's either that or defeating the one above all would be a contradiction, right? Like the one above all created all things, it's immutable and indestructible. So it's like the God paradox, right? Can God create an object too heavy for him to lift? If the one above all is the creator, is the alpha, the omega, the beginning and the end of all things, and then it's destroyed, was it ever the one above all in the first place? So like that's kind of the problem that you run into.